Good evening. Welcome to Options Center. It's Wednesday. Welcome, everybody. Sorry I couldn't be with you. I was out of town. The internet was horrible. I was trying to do things on my phone, and it's not as accurate. And so I apologize to members, to the Discord, things like that. Putting out trade alerts was pretty rare. Try to just let you know what was in my mind and things like that. But we're going to go through SPY. I just walked in the door, so I don't have a big game plan. We're just going to go through SPY on the weekly time frame down to the 65. We'll check out the Elliott wave. QQQ will also probably just do the Elliott wave count at the end there. We're going to keep this nice and short so you have something to catch up on, and then we'll do a full length tomorrow, probably intraday, as Powell starts to speak on, I think at noon tomorrow. That's Eastern, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powell is speaking, so he could bring some volatility to the market. We already have Tesla and Netflix earnings out. They are going opposite ways. Tesla is dropping somewhat, and then Netflix is burst into the upside. We're not going to take a look at those. You can look at those on your own. I don't have much to say about them. Tesla could be a drag on the market. That is the only thing I have to say about that. Okay, so we have SPY on the weekly time frame. By the way, if you're new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Center logo, and subscribe. And if you do, by the way, the trip that I was on, that's our advocacy company. My wife's and I. My wife runs it. We go and we help victims' families out. So all the tips, I call them tips because I have been a bartender for 25 years, and all the tips that are down in the description with the PayPal, stuff like that, that's where it goes. It goes to the Can't Stop, Won't Stop. So thank you for anything that you are willing to give. Always. Okay, so SPY on the weekly time frame. We have our lower high. What we're trying to do here, as described in the weekend video, so far we have a 3-wave move. So naturally you have bulls saying, hey, this is our a 3-wave move correction, and we're going to get a higher high at this point. And some people are saying all-time highs. I'm not in that basket until proven otherwise. So I do think we're pressing down. We're not able to get above this 8 EMA so far. I do think we have a possibility of 2 bearish counts, and I'm going to stick with the conservative one unless or until we break below a certain level, and I'll show you that level on the 65 minutes. So make sure you stick around, hit that notification button. We do these videos as often as possible. So we have a 3-wave move now, but I do think we eke out a new low at minimum, because if you notice, I talk about it all the time. This is an ascending triangle from this point. If I draw a line across here around the 410 area, 4100 on the SPX, I do think that we'll just draw a quick line here. Oops. So this area right about here, you see all these touches all across here. Support, resistance, support, regained it, broke to the upside. This is an ascending triangle. We had a breakout, and it's natural for the market to retest it. And I just don't think this retest, if you call this a retest right here, got to those lows. We were holding previous highs. We broke back above it. It was a pretty weak bounce here on the weekly time frame. And even if we end up the week with this sort of doji reversal candle, I do believe this is some sort of tweezer chop, and we start heading lower. And I'll show you why on the market structure a little later on. But I'm looking for this to either at least backtest. This is so far just a pivot. There's two points here. You have the 50-week moving average, 100-week moving average. So that's all at minimum. I'm looking to just test down here to this level and possibly kind of maybe poke through here and then get a reversal. That would be our conservative count, where we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move down, and we get a move back up to test possibly this 20-week moving average, and then we start heading much lower. The more bearish count is 1, 2, 1, 2, and we just start crashing. So let's move down to the daily. Daily trend is our friend. Okay, so we have this consolidation areas. I talk about these all the time that I have boxed in, and we got back up into this consolidation area. This was a head and shoulder pattern. We're retesting the neckline, and the measured move for this type of simple head and shoulder pattern, the measured move goes right into this consolidation area down here, and that's where I think the market should test at minimum right down to this 415 all the way down to the 410, which would take us right in the middle of this consolidation area. So we have a zone that I think we should get into there, bounce back up, and then start retreating again. But you see that this is good support. This is the consolidation area. It's the bottom of the box. So we got into the chop zone, and you naturally have seen us chop here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in this chop zone, and we're just now breaking out of this zone, but we're right at support here. And so we'll see what the market gives us when we open up in the morning. We're at the 20, the low, it's a declining 20 simple moving average. So that, this is pretty bearish in the sense we're curling over in the 8 EMA. We might get a little bit of reaction here, but I think we might continue to the downside. And then I'll show you just a slightly more bullish scenario. If you are a bull, this is what you'll be looking for. I did this all in the weekend video. There's a much more thorough, not much has changed. Because we did the weekend video in this consolidation zone, the only real move we're having is from today, which was a grindy move. And I'll show you what I'm looking at. But if you watch that video from, I believe I did it Friday, it gives you a really good, it might have been Saturday, a really good representation of what I'm looking for in thorough. I don't have time to do that. We're going to keep this a little bit shorter, but we're at support right now. So we did cover some of our shorts, and we added on some call protection. So let's go down to the 65. See what we notice down here. On our 65, we have this wedge. We formed a wedge. We have what looks like a 5-wave move, and that's what the bulls are going to depend on here, is that we have an ABC correction, and we have a 5-wave impulsive move, and we're looking for a retracement and now a move higher, for wave 3, which should be really, really strong. Okay, it's possible. I'm not looking at that yet unless or until we hold these certain levels. And certainly if we break down from this 430 zone, we break down from this and regain the 430 pretty quick within a couple days, then I think we're looking for this bullish scenario where we have a 3-wave move. We got to confirm it, but the confirmation won't actually be up until this 430, 453. That's way too late. I totally get that. Can't confirm it. That's not what we're going to base anything off of. But right now we're breaking down from this ascending wedge. Okay, it's a bearish ascending wedge. Broke down from it. We're right into support. So we'll see what happens here. But let's go ahead and go to the 65-minute. And if we're bearish enough throughout the rest of the sessions here, our options expected move, we didn't quite get to the upside. That was I do believe that was Monday. So Monday we gapped down and we had our last wave up here, made a slight new high. Did not get to our options expected move. When that happens, I do leave open the situation where we can still hit that lower end. Okay, so this is still open. When we hit one end, I don't think it's very probable that we hit both ends. I've seen it happen before, but it usually does not work out that way. We did not hit the upper end, and so I do think this is still in play. That's a far move down there. I wouldn't do out of the money options down to this level unless you want to play a lotto, just like a one lot lotto or something like that, something that you wouldn't care about. But let's go ahead and go to the Elliott wave count so we can move on from here. Okay, so we covered our shorts, and not all of them, but we do have some call protection because our wave count here, let me back up a little bit. We have a 1-2, 1-2, and the 1-2 in the, this is our very bearish situation. This is not what we're looking for live. Okay, so tomorrow, I'm not going to be looking for this to just continue to fall. If it does, I do have a level that that if we get below, then I will say goodbye to the market. But at this point, we're looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move down. Okay, but this count has a 1, 2, 1, 2, and the white 1, 2, and then the yellow 1, 2. All we're simply looking for here in this case is 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then 5 a little bit lower. Sorry about a lot of stuff going on here. We had our tracement for the 50%, and if the market does get a little bit bullish, maybe this is just a 5. And then we get a pullback, and then a 5 for more complex, or you can call this a zigzag of 5 through 5, just disproportional. So there's still other options, but the QQQ already made, in my opinion, a top. So that's why I see this being complete right here, right now. I will show you live 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If wave 3 is longer than wave 1. Okay, on QQQ, it is not. So that's where we're actually going to really base our trading off of when it comes to whether we're in the 1, 2, 1, 2 setup or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, and then we pull back and then go lower. I'm basing off of QQQ, and we'll get to that over there. I'm not going to show it on this one. I just remembered I did that from the weekend video. So right now, if you're a bull, this move right here is a 5-wave move. I have it marked down in the yellow. We have the Roman numeral 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So as a bull, if this is the low on the count and this is 5-wave move up, you're looking for a retracement. And so far we have 3 waves down. We have a 1. We have that nice green bar there for 2. 3, right into the 50% retracement. So this is a good valid point for the market to move higher. So we did cover, you see the confluence of different retracements. We're right in that zone. So that's a good place to put on protection. Okay, now that's if you're a bull, you just go higher. If you're a bear, how I have this counted here, this is a leading diagonal, which again, that would be this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3-wave move down for 1, 3-wave move up for 2, 3-wave move down for 3. Let me put that in a proper spot. 3 ending right here. And then a expanding flat. A, B, which breaks the low. And then your 5-wave move up for C. That would be wave 4. That's a 3-wave move. And now what we're looking for, if this is to play out correctly, it should not be impulsive. Maybe it will look impulsive, but what we're looking for is a 3-wave move. So getting back in here. So what we should look for, if this is a 3-wave move here, this could be, these are all ABCs. All the 3-wave moves are ABCs. So this is a 3-wave move, right? So we can get our bounce here tomorrow, perhaps, for an A, B, and then we get rejected before we make another high, down to the lows of where we're going to be looking for that I showed on the daily time frame and the weekly time frame, where we make a new low, and that, you know, possibly there's different ways that we're going to measure it. We'll check it out in the tomorrow's video or so, but we should get a 3-wave move down to complete all 5 of those waves, and then we should look for a nice big rally before heading much lower. So all those that's the conservative bearish situation. The more bearish situation is what we have marked here is a 1 2, and then yellow 1 2, and this thing just continues to just be impulsive. So this would be considered a 5-wave, 3-wave correction. 1 2 3 4 5-wave move down, and then I know this looks like 1 2 3. We'd have to try to count this as a 3-wave move. 1 2, perhaps 3 4 5, and then a 3 and a 5 for a 3-wave move correction, and then again you start really getting rapid impulsive moves down here lower. So that's what we're looking at for the bearish. You should hold these areas as a bull. Maybe it gets down to that 786, just a little bit lower, but you cannot make a new low. Cannot make a new low here for the bullish scenario. Not possible. All right, let's go over to QQQ and end this video. We're at 16 minutes now. Today I was looking at, and I was able to send out a signal here. We did get a bearish sell signal on this channel that we have here. So we have this big old moves back and forth here, and really we've just been going sideways for quite some time. We're still in the same zone from June because the tech market has had relative strength whenever the small caps and the overall market are going down. You know, tech has just been holding up, but this just started to break here. We have a channel started to break. Maybe we backtest tomorrow and start heading lower, but so far it just looks like a one. We have a 3-wave because that was just a little bit lower point. So we have 3, 1 2 3 for maybe an A, B, C, and then you go higher. I don't think that's a scenario. If you're the bulls, that's what you see right now, and that's what you want to get. But if you're a bear, it's getting quite difficult to count in there. But you have this Elliott wave, and again, we're right at that 50% retracement, and it's also the breakout zone. So this is where the bulls want to hold. All right, start breaking from here, then we're thinking something else. But now on this count, again, you have the 1 2 1 2 for the white 1 2, and then the yellow 1 2. But our more conservative is 1 2. You see the 3 in the white. A, B, 1 2 3 4 5 for C, complete there. For 4, I know I don't have this all the way. I was trying to make it as if we could have got higher. I was trying to give an alternative count there, but we got those in. 5-wave move, so we have this complete right into the downtrend line, and now we're looking for possible 3. So an A. I don't have this marked down, so 3-wave move down for A, B, and now we're looking for a 5-wave move down where we're probably pretty close to having an impulse. Perhaps we get down to the 62. Maybe we even we gap down tomorrow. We get into the 62% retracement. You should take some profit because we'll probably get a bounce. This is a 1 2. Okay, let me put this there and there. So after this A, we have a 3-wave move down. We eked out a new low. A, B, and then we're looking for our wave 1 impulse and a wave 2 pullback. All right, so we already have our A, B in. Maybe I'll replicate this so it can be clear. 3-wave move down. 3-wave move down for A. Remember, all of these, if this is a leading diagonal where I have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where we get a new low here, and we're probably looking for a low somewhere down here, and I'll show you what our breaking point is. This is a B. Do you see me? This is an A. This is a 5, 3, 5 for zigzag for A. We got our pullback somewhere in there, however you want to count it. We have a B. That high right there, and now we're getting an impulse move. It could end here, and we get our pullback for 2. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count it in there right now. If we get a little bit lower, we gap down. We're looking for a wave 2, and we're looking for some sort of significant pullback for 2. So a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Wave move down. That would give us our, but we have to get a new low, right? So this 100%, this, because wave 3, you see it's a 3-wave move. This is what leads me to, again, this looks like a 3-wave move down, right? 3-wave up, 3-wave down. Well, this wave 3 is shorter than the wave 1, so wave 5 cannot be longer than wave 3. If we make a new low, it cannot exceed this 100%. So this 345 is going to be critical for everything, for the whole market, for all of it. We start breaking below that. That makes it longer than 3. That makes this a validated 1, 2, 1, 2 setup, and you should continue lower. And you should have some nice gap down, gap down, gap down. All right, so that's what we're looking to see. What happens in here? I don't think we make a higher low here. It's possible. But I think we're looking for a 5-wave move down at minimum. Cannot exceed 345. And this is a perfect area right into the 62% retracement, this former 382. This is a great zone and support zone where we just eke out a new low. And then we have a nice wave pull 2 back, wave 2 pullback. And then we start heading much lower. Okay. That's our conservative outlook. Those are 2 bearish. The other one is to get somehow count this as a wave 1, 2, and it doesn't have to be. If we're getting a new high here, this 3-wave move, it could be an ending diagonal to the upside. All right, and ending diagonals love 50% retracements as well. It doesn't have to get all the way down to the 62. So this 3-wave move up can be wave 1, 3-wave move down for 2, and then we have a 3-wave move up for 3, 4, and then 5. It's just like a leading diagonal, but the opposite direction. Ending diagonal being wave 5, and then we move this major wave B up higher. All right. I know that that's a lot of information, but we have to take the information that the market gives us. And if we have these scenarios in our head while the market is doing them, we can make rational decisions. Okay, I don't need these retracements anymore. We're already at the 50% retracement here. I clear this board up a little bit. We'll be looking at this being a 1, 2, but we should not make higher highs and higher lows at this point. We already have our A, B, N. Now we should look for lower highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move down to complete 5. Or even lower. Okay, that doesn't happen and we start getting big candles to the upside. You cover your, you cover your trades and then you look for much higher prices. All right, we'll check you back out tomorrow. Remember, Powell is speaking at noon Eastern time. That's a possible candidate for the market to either dip pretty fast or to make a good reversal. Thanks for joining us here at Options Center. We'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to like the video.